that got the issue.
Gloss prepared this time.
It ain't her who got the issue. It's me that got the issue. And I said, Mom, who? I said, look, Mom. I said, if you really believe that someone is upstairs.
I'm greasy. Where's my eyes?
You high?
What?
Are you high? Are you high? Pussycat.
Meow meow.
Are you high? The only reason you look glossy because I adjusted the light. I was noticing when I was doing the editing process that it was always dark on your right side.
Some blackish.
You black and beautiful, but you are. But welcome to episode 90 of MTMJ podcast with the wife. The wife.
Yeah, 10 more before.
We hit 100. Yeah.
New MTMJ podcast with the wife.
Ooh, that sounds
professional.
Oh, you hear it right.
New MTMJ podcast with the wife.
Ooh.
Hey, the wife.
Oh, you hear it?
Who did it?
It made your pussycat throb.
Nah, because you actually sound
New
like
MTMJ podcast with the wife.
I need you to get out that car. Let's get it, man.
Today I need you to embrace what comes hard. Today I need you to accept the challenge. Today I need you to fall in love with the process.
There will be plenty of opportunities to get discouraged, to lose your passion and think that it's not meant to be. But if you're going to reach your destiny, you have to have a made-up mind. If you give up or the 30th time, what that really means is you didn't want it bad enough. There should be something you're believing for that you are relentless. You are not moved by how impossible it looks. You're not discouraged by how long it's taking.
I know somebody
You don't
need to hear
give
this.
up because people told you no. Your attitude is, if I have to believe my whole life, I am not going to stop believing. I am not going to take no for an answer.
No.
I'm not going to settle for mediocrity.
No.
I'm going to keep pursuing what was in my heart.
Got to.
And ask ourselves, what do I really want?
What do I really want?
What do I really want?
What do I really need?
And write it down. Writing causes thinking. Thinking creates an image. And you get these images going, you're building a vision in your mind. It's the visionaries that's changed the world. Think of that.
Think of it.
But what keeps that competitive edge, what keeps you on top, is the ability to think and prepare mentally over and over and over again. The body has limitations, the mind does not. We focus so much on what goes on from the neck down that we forget it all starts from here.
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome to another episode of MTMJ podcast with the wife. This is episode 90. Let's get these drops out of the way. Y'all get these drops out of the way. Oh, y'all bring it back in. Y'all bring it back in. All right, y'all, we done. Let's get these drops out of the way. Yeah, baby. About to bring in the professional, Mike.
New MTMJ podcast with the wife. The wife. New MTMJ podcast with the wife.
Oh, baby.
What?
Baby. How was your week, Boo, since the last episode? And we need to clarify something about this golden shower stuff. What we were talking about when we was talking about golden showers, we wasn't literally sitting in the bedroom peeing on one another.
I said in the shower.
But
Ain't no bedroom.
You know, people a little slow.
Nah.
Peeing on somebody. Ain't nobody peeing on nobody, man.
In the shower.
All right, so how we want to start this? I honestly want to start this talking about that balloon. So look, we know that the government said that China was spying on us with a balloon. They call it the China spy balloon. Ain't that what they called it?
I don't know.
So, you know, TikTok is ran by the China men and women, right? So I'm watching TikTok yesterday, right? Because I didn't want to turn to CNN. Because you know CNN, they like to set their own narratives. So what I did was, I found everywhere else to watch it. So I'm watching this process of them shooting down that balloon. Right? I'm sure it cost $1 million.
Are they related?
Yeah, they're brothers. I'm sure that costs $1 million every single time they have to gas those jets up and go up in the sky. And probably even more when they have to shoot a missile. So I'm watching this jet fly in the sky fast as hell. You know, we hear them in our neighborhood all the time during the week when they're leaving Andrews, right? Is that Andrews Air Force Base?
None of your business.
I ain't telling them where we live at. But anyway, we hear them all the time, right? And I know the taxpayers are responsible for the gasoline that go into those little, into that machinery. But to watch them fly towards that balloon and shoot that missile at that daggone balloon just had me thinking about every single time we just lose balloons in the sky by accident.
They shooting it down.
Is it a possibility that balloon didn't come from China and that the aliens put all the balloons that we've lost in the air together and they just was throwing it back down to Earth? No. What I'm saying is, Alex just lost a balloon the other day to the sky streets. I see kids lose balloons all the time in the sky. I also see that people, doing like anniversaries of someone's death, shoot up. They let white balloons go up into the sky too. So is it a possibility
They was returning somebody
that the
back.
aliens just said, "Man, we tired of all this balloon waste," combined all the balloons together and threw them back down to Earth? I've been listening to everybody that had something to say about this situation, and no one ever brought this up. Trying to take the podcast to new levels, man.
You about to put a podcast in a balloon?
Ain't that some shit? So over the last few weeks, right? I didn't know at first that Don Lemon got like early morning on CNN. But last week he got into it with his co-host.
About what?
I don't think it was on air, but they had a disagreement about some of the topics that they were having, and he kind of had a hissy fit.
Hey, can you stop?
And at first, right, I was going into it with the mindset that just another example of privilege. Not privilege for whites, not privilege for blacks, but privilege for the LGBT community. Then I thought about my own situation where I lost my cool on a female person. But here's the crazy part. Don is almost 60 years old, right? The person that he lost his cool on is 30. So is it a possibility that Don was just saying, I have more experience at life than you do, and that I'm trying to teach you something and you need to sit back and learn. But you also know that this generation believes that you can't tell them nothing. So your experiences don't matter. So I thought that was crazy, man. But a lot of people said, man, another person said if Don had yelled at me, he wouldn't have a job. So I don't know, babe. What you think?
People too damn sensitive.
So is Don Lemon supposed to just lose his cool, or is he supposed to act professional?
Everybody had their days. I mean,
Right.
he's human.
They say he having a rough week though
Why?
because of that situation. They say it's a clash between Collins, which is the co-host on his show. they got into it about women's soccer and the pay discrepancy between women and men. And Don's opinion on the situation was men's soccer is just more interesting to watch. It just is. And Collins is like, that's not true. Looking visibly bothered by the comment, that Lemon allegedly was joking. He said then the two continue their spat going into commercial break. So, I don't know. Maybe
there's something been brewing between them apparently.
Yeah, maybe they just have a difference in opinion. That's all that might be, babe. A difference in we have differences of opinion when it comes to this podcast. We just had our first production meeting or podcast meeting where we both aired out our grievances about being consistent, about picking a niche and sticking with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And of course, we agree that we should pick a niche and stick with it. But we didn't come to that conclusion, in first instinct. In first instance, we had a lot of dialogue. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, some of it was collective, and some of us agreed to disagree. But the goal is to try to take this podcast to new heights. So, right?
Yep.
So we just got to do what we got to do.
Yes, sir.
So, babe, what you want to talk about? You sent me some topics. You talked about you sent me a topic about Steven Jackson claims Al Sharpton and Crump prey on the weak for political gain, and then basically disappear once the smoke has died down.
On to the next one.
This wasn't the first time I heard that, though.
Look at it. All the crime that's going on in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
The police brutality, it's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Okay. This man is killed. Here it come, out shopping. Everybody want to speak at his funeral.
Yeah.
Right? Who spoke at that little boy's funeral?
Which little boy?
The 13-year-old.
Nobody.
Who spoke at how many murders have happened in the world?
No
It
one.
just seems like anytime you can get some clout camera time, you there.
I think
To say the same thing. But what are you doing after that person's in the ground or cremated? What are you actually doing? Nothing.
I think George Floyd's, of course, is a perfect example.
But you had the guy in New York who died from the knee and the neck. He was out there selling cigarettes. They said he was doing.
I got one.
So
I got one better than that. When the boy was being chased here on the scooter, Crump came up here for like a day, and once he realized that the police wasn't as egregious as it should be, he disappeared. He came, checked in, and then rolled out. So
they're doing stuff to stay relevant. When in reality, these people, families and stuff, are really grieving.
And that's the crazy part.
And who wants to grieve and keep having a camera and stuff thrown in their face?
I also think though in these situations we need to have someone in the family that is, and I know no one is truly strong-minded as it relates when they have death in the family. Everyone, especially if you had a strong connection with the person, everyone is suffering from the same hurt. But we also need individuals in the family that are more tough-minded individuals to step up in those situations and say no to these type of people. Because, y'all didn't know this man prior to the incident. you go speak at the funeral as if like
You've been going to cookouts and family reunions.
Yeah, that's weird to me. It kind of goes back to when what's the lady from that died? They said she had an overdose over on the rapper from
3-6.
Yeah, and what's his name said they wondered why he wasn't gonna show up to the funeral, and he was like,
I paid for it.
I paid for the funeral.
He's not a funeral person.
I'm not a funeral person, and half of you weirdos
just want
ain't
pictures and
to.
clothes.
Yeah, and that's the same thing,
and
man.
that's why I say, when I go, I don't want no funeral. I don't want no. My kids can celebrate however they choose to do it, but I don't want to be sitting up in nobody's casket for fake ass people to come crying. Oh, well, if you ain't bang with me, see, I ain't curse. Ha ha.
You said fake ass people.
Ass ain't a curse word. Asshole. See, but I don't want the fake love. Like, if we ain't kicking it while I'm here, I don't need you crying and missing me when I'm gone. No.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
So
man. Especially as it relates.
If I die at home or wherever, to the morgue, on a slab, in the grill, in an urn, on about your business.
Yeah, I say
That's
the same thing. Especially as it relates to like my grandmother or whatnot, man. I know she's going through certain things, but the way my family, my internal family is kind of handling the situation, everyone has an opinion, but no one truly has action. No one's action represents their opinion. So it's kind of weird to me how folks are willing to be so opinionated, but don't have a resolution.
Ish don't get real until the
Like
life is gone. All that I had to go through with the three I had to deal with, and be the one to have the final say.
And when I bring up those type of things, because I was around for all that stuff myself, so I had to sit back and experience it to a degree myself. So when you say those sort of things, you would think
they would listen to you more.
Yeah, but they're not hearing me, and I'm in no position to really do anything. But what I'm afraid of is
they gonna be the main ones crying, whoa, wake up, come back, why you leave me?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Whoa.
That's why I've been making.
This shit is annoying.
That's why I've been making a conscious effort to go over there more, because the way I see things playing out, I kind of don't want to be around them when God does call her home,
baby.
Because a lot of them can say that's their grandmother and
that's their mother.
I experienced all this for 16, 17 years of my life, more so than my cousins, or I can't say my aunts and uncle, but I experienced a lot. And they
do a piss poor ass job too.
She means the world to me. She get on my nerves, and we debate and all that other good stuff. But at the same token, I at least I show up, and I attempt to show up. I don't make excuses. I got a lot going on in my own personal life, but me and her going for that walk a couple days ago was amazing. Even though she was freezing her little tiny behind off, she they don't do that. A lot of people complain. A lot of people, woe is me. A lot of people cry, and they don't put forth the effort. Like I see my cousin all the time at my job.
People make time.
And I told her, I said, man, I'm gonna let you know, my grandmother's, her memory is getting a little shady. I said, so like, if you know what happened to your mom just now, because this is the cousin where the mom died out of nowhere. Said just check, holler at your aunt, because you never know. And speaking of that, I want to send a special rest in peace to Marita and her mom. That kind of hit me a little rough too, because just like her, it came out of nowhere. And when it happened, she was alone. It was just her and her mom. She didn't have nobody to depend on. And that's tough. So rest in peace to her. I'm sending my prayers to her family in this difficult time. And just be strong, man, for Zoe, because she can use it.
No, you can't. No, you don't have to be strong. No.
Yeah. Oh man, okay. I didn't want to do that. All right, so if your significant other sending you a text message stating that they trying to go to the Beyoncé concert, what is going to be your response? So my wife sent that to me, and I want to tell her now what my response is going to be. Well, my wife sent me, if she sent me a daggone text message talking about them expensive ass Beyonce concert tickets, I'm gonna tell her she better go watch it on Amazon Prime.
I don't want to see.
Or she better do like she was doing when we was driving yesterday, and she better pull that shit up on Apple Music.
What was the point?
And then visualize it. Hey, look,
girl sends her boyfriend.
I'll take it a step further.
Her fiancé.
I'll buy you an Oculus.
Ooh. I want to go see Dwayne Carter, but not at the Fillmore. Ugh. But that would be a great birthday gift.
Is that a hint?
But
I'm surprised you ain't send it to me. I guess you ain't send it to me because you knew I'd see your story.
I didn't send it more so because I'm not going to be here on my birthday. So it was kind of like, and he's going to get the Fillmore on the 18th.
Good.
Before I leave. But I don't like the Fillmore. And it's $350.
To stand for 2 hours?
But it's not even the point of that, because I can always get
I can't
a
do
gold
it.
DJ.
I remember that one time we went to that
Anthem.
Nah, because Anthem we ain't staying the whole time. We went to Howard and they had that concert, and we was standing down on that floor for like 2 hours. Oh my God, my knees was hurting.
But
that's when I knew I was getting old.
Yeah, so the girl sent a message to her fiance saying that she wanted to go to see Beyonce, and that would make her day, yada yada yada. And he was like, "You said the same thing about getting a ring. I got you that." And she was like, "No, I really want to see Beyonce." He was like, "But you know what the goal is for us? We're trying to get this house." And she was like, "Well, I put like $1,000 in. Can I just get my money?" And he was like, "Are you being serious?" And she was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, you put $710 in. I put the rest." She was like, "Well, can I get that?" He was like, "If I give you that, the engagement is off. I need a break anyway." And she was like, yeah, she was like, "So you leaving me?"
You remember that?
And he was like,
without even having to go look at it.
Because it was the crazy part, because he literally was like, "Are you serious? Like, you can't be serious. Like, Beyonce already got everything in the world, and you about to be lonely and homeless to go see Beyonce?" So that's what I got out of it, like, priorities. Oh, nah. Heck no. Like, what sense does that make? Since you about to go spend your $710 for a nosebleed, and you not even going to be able to smell this woman's sweat, how far up you going to be? You not even going to see her. You got to look at a teleprompter. You can do that at home. I understand some people say they experience and all that, but since you ain't got it, it's very clear that you want the money that you put up for a house to go see Beyonce. And that's just like the dumb broads that quit their jobs in July listening to Beyonce, and here they are now about to spend their tax money and homeless again to see Beyonce.
They tripping, man. They got the game all the way twisted.
It's a no.
Because Beyonce life going to continue after the fact. You going to be homeless. And rent $2,200 now. Like, if you live in an apartment, you paying $2,200 of rent for rent. And
but he literally was breaking it down to her like...
Yeah, it definitely was. I just was looking at it.
We had a plan. We had a mindset. We had a goal. We're doing this. We're not wavering from it. And she's like, you really telling me no? Yeah. Like,
yeah.
You want... It's not that serious. Now, all the single ladies got your hands up with a cup in it and a daggone sign talking about something. I got 3 kids at home and I don't have no job.
But you know what's crazy, though? I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, right? And he was specifically talking about, like, live gate ticket prices is going to be what he deemed it a high ticket item. It's not going to be meant for, like, the regular people. It's going to be meant for the people who making 6 figures a year.
But I mean, the fees that they charge on the tickets.
You know, that's what Ticketmaster and StubHub just went to the Capitol about. That situation that happened with Taylor Swift and the millions of fans that tried to get tickets and they couldn't get tickets. Some of them waited for 24 hours and couldn't get to the tickets. And someone went and got a lawyer and they started a class action suit against Ticketmaster. And she said it's already bad enough the Ticketmaster released the tickets and they count on the resale. They count on it to be resold 3 times, 4 times the amount of the ticket. And I know this for a fact because I remember that one year you got me the game after Sean Taylor died. Mm-hmm. You bought me a ticket to the game, a good ticket. I was about six rows from the field. And the ticket said $99 and she ended up spending almost $700. That is crazy. That's 7 times the ticket price. And that probably don't even include whatever fees and taxes she paid for the ticket for delivery.
Crazy thing. That's the biggest thing. The tickets be like $100.
That shit was so bad. I had to frame the ticket.
$40-something, and then you like get to the checkout, $392.38 for what? Yeah.
Especially if you go to a situation and get a dry ass experience,
and you can't get your money back. Then on top of that, the money that you guys spend when you get there, thirsty, hungry, man.
$18, $19, $20 for 3 chicken strips and French fries.
That's crazy. Dry ass chicken strips.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of dry ass chicken strips, we're gonna.
What?
Speaking of dry ass chicken strips,
that
ain't what I said at first. Imagine waking up to a notification that your child ran up your DoorDash account or your GrubHub account for $1,000.
Nah.
That's
why
happened,
I thought that was funny is because Carl
he
has ordered a whole pool.
Yeah, that's happened before. Kids don't even realize it sometimes. Even with Carl, even with Alex.
Alex orders TV shows that we had to block that movies but
stuff you gotta
Carl ordered an entire pool.
Carl just be sitting. He used to sit with his little tiny fingers, sit back quietly. And see, that was the thing. He never snitched on himself. He'd just sit in the corner with his blanket and tablet and just be scrolling. And if you're not paying attention, by the time you realize that he don't order, of course anything he used to order off of Amazon that had my stuff attached to it.
It didn't. My aunt bought him Amazon tablets. they were linked to her account. So, packages was coming left and right. I'm like, dang, I know she had a thing with ordering, but dang, there's a lot of stuff coming here. Carl ordered Beyblades, but the kicker was the pool. And I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. Did you know about this? And she was like, no, but they can keep it. You can keep it. Okay, whatever. Alex, it's the movies. It's the movies. And it's a good thing that we don't have nothing major linked to her tablet.
So let's just give you a background of the story. Said Michigan man says he was left with $1,000 bill and back-to-back deliveries after his 6-year-old son ordered food from several restaurants from the mobile ordering app GrubHub. Said Keith Stonehouse said food started to arrive at his house around 9 p.m. after he let his son Mason play on his cell phone before bed. Said Mason had ordered shrimp, salad,
yes, Mason,
sandwiches, chili cheese fries, ice cream, and much more. It wasn't until a fraud alert declining a $400 pizza order was made by Keith's bank that he was unable to purchase. It said, according to CNN, his father tried calling restaurants to stop the orders once he figured out what had happened, but they told him to contact GrubHub. The leftover food was shared with neighbors and eaten as leftovers. GrubHub offered Stonehouse family $1,000 worth of gift cards to repay the son's spending. That's nice though, because GrubHub didn't have to do none of that, because it's your responsibility to make sure that you monitor the things that your kids do. But sometimes you just don't have that. Sometimes you just parents, sometimes we out of sight, out of mind. It's parenting is ghetto. I mean, we talked about this before. So sometimes you just out of sight, out of mind on those type of things. And that's no detriment to the parent, you know. You know, even with my daughter, I came home the other night. I was excited about this ice cream. I mean, I was excited, right? But here's the thing. This one thing I promise you, when you had kids, you have that parenting intuition, right? During that day, something came to me and was like, my ice cream is gone, out of nowhere. I mean, out of nowhere. So when I finally thought about it, I said to myself, well, I shouldn't expect no ice cream. So when I got home and saw that the carton was still sitting in the freezer, I was like, yeah, about to eat this ice cream. And, because I had ice cream had been here for like a month and a half, something like that. It had been sitting upstairs for a couple of weeks, unopened. And that's where I made the mistake, taking it downstairs to the freezer. But anyway, I get myself comfortable and get myself together. I open the freezer, I get the ice cream container. I'm like, oh crap, this joint is empty. No, she didn't. Man, I open it up. She don't fill the carton of ice cream up with empty box paper. I just couldn't do. I couldn't do nothing but bust out laughing, right?
Because that's your child.
So much so I had to go and wake my wife up. I'm like, man, do you know she ate my ice cream and put the empty container back in the freezer?
Not just back in the freezer. She filled it
with paper.
With box piece.
But you know what's funny though? I couldn't. I'm not about to sit there and chastise. Even when I explained it to her, I said, "Man, look, I don't care what you eat. I don't care what it is. Say, man, but look, let's be responsible and make sure you put your stuff in the trash can." Because I remember growing up, and there was restrictions on how I could eat.
She just figured if it still seems like something's in it, I don't have to deal with it. You know how you do when you go to get food out the refrigerator and stuff, and because you don't want to wash the dish, you leave a corner in it.
It don't matter.
But still, so she felt like she was leaving something in it.
No, that ain't what she felt like. She's just trying to trick me. Talking about some goddamn oopsie.
She got you. Your mouth
Talk
was
about
water
some
for that ice
goddamn
cream.
oopsie. She got me all the way messed up.
Oh man, your mouth was water for the ice cream. So what is
look,
up with this man and the stealing monkeys?
You know they found the monkeys. I was at the gas station yesterday, right? And remember I sent you the story. They had that story on that gas station monitor.
Oh, I was about to say back
because they found the monkeys. They found the monkeys in a closet. I swear they did. Speaking of the monkeys, they found them daggone monkeys in a closet. It said a man accused of stealing monkeys from Dallas Zoo has been arrested, allegedly while lurking in the aquarium, possible to case out his next animal thievery. How the hell you get out of the zoo with an animal? Don't they? I mean, it's people watching everywhere. How did he get those monkeys out that zoo without being recognized?
Probably out the back gate or something.
So they say on Tuesday, Devon Irvin, who by then had been identified as a person of interest in the monkey heist, was eventually caught at a Dallas aquarium, the police department told the New York Post. Say a gentleman who would later be identified as Devon Dwight Irvin stopped an employee of the Dallas World Aquarium to ask questions regarding one of our animals, an aquarium spokesman post. The spokesman went to say the employee immediately recognized Mr. Irvin from prior visits.
Kidnappings. My man was bold. He go back to the same scene of the crime.
But that's how they are, though. Even the thieves, man. They don't care if you saw them 10 times. In their mind, they think they are not recognizable.
Oh, my God. That's just like I went to CVS. The day you went in and forgot something, so I had to go in behind you. And a dude walked up to the door, and the girl was like, so the security guard locked the door. And so he locked the doors. So the dude put on the door. He was like, let me in. Let me in. And they was like, no, you be stealing. You be stealing. And I was like, we gotta leave, right? So y'all gonna have to unlock the door.
But that's how that security guard that was there, I know him.
And
he will whoop your behind.
And he was like,
he ain't about to go for it.
He was like, we're gonna unlock it. We're gonna unlock it. So they unlocked the door. He came in. He was like, you beep 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 beep. And the guy was like, what do you want? He was like, I'm trying to get some money off my car. So he's looking around.
I'd have told him about to go to 7-Eleven.
He said, I left my bags right there. So how I'm going to steal? How I'm going to steal if my bag's right there?
Stuff it down your pants.
The security guy said, like this.
Oh, man. He had to show him how he was going to do it.
Because he real live locked the door and was not trying to let that man in. He was going off. He came in. He got the curse and called him all types of bees and hoes and all types of stuff. And the girl was like, you just keep doing too much. And he was like, man, whatever. I don't need nothing from you. Here it is. He's standing at the customer service desk. Customer service need at the front. And who had to help him? Her. She like, oh, I thought you ain't need nothing from me. I'm just trying to get $40. Hey, wow.
I wonder what type of charge he get for stealing monkeys.
He off some try to make him a Tiger King aquarium.
How much you think he was gonna sell those monkeys for?
Who was he selling them to, and who was gonna be dumb enough to buy them?
White people. Dear white people. You come on now.
Oh Lord.
White people just like black people. You know when you see
to buy a monkey, no,
listen,
they snatch your whole scalp from you. No,
you know when you see
fling. No.
When you see the unks at the bus stop and he got a full bag of Dove body wash.
Okay.
Same thing.
No.
You see my man at the Amtrak train station. You trying to buy this monkey?
Hold hands with a monkey.
That monkey how old is the monkey? He looks to be about 2. Oh, okay. I always wanted a monkey for my daughter.
Not to always.
How much for the monkey?
Bah.
Man, just give me $50. You can have the monkey. Just give me $50, and you can have a monkey.
Nah.
Fast forward 10 years later,
he probably was doing
that monkey.
What's that dark web?
Yeah. Fast forward 10 years later, monkey's 10. The monkey weighed 400 pounds. And destroyed your daggone house.
Nah, monkey done slapped the shit out of you.
You being abused by your monkey.
And now you concussed.
Shoot, I recently just saw a monkey
slapped into Alzheimer's.
Trying to get attacked by a lion, and the mama came out of nowhere, and the people that was touring the area watched that daggone monkey drag that goddamn lion across that street and maul his behind. I'm talking about stumped a mud hole into that daggone lion. Oh man! So lately, man, I've been noticing, man, that these young kids they love to put their hands on girls. They don't have no problem doing it.
Man.
So 14-year-old boy arrested for brutally beating a 9-year-old girl on a Miami County school bus. Authority says he'll be charged accordingly.
His whole family will have to see me.
You have to see me.
His whole family.
We beating up somebody. Someone getting beaten up because that's a learned behavior.
Family.
Wasn't going for that shit, boy. You tossed the hell out of me.
You weren't expecting that.
No, I wasn't. So 14-year-old student has been arrested after disturbing footage captured him brutally beating a 9-year-old girl on a school bus in Homestead, Miami, according to CBS News. The students were riding from Coconut Palm K-9 Academy when the attack happened. Jeannie, the mother of the young girl who was attacked, explained that her 10-year-old son was also beaten on the bus ride and that she had called to report bullying at the school just hours before the incident occurred. This is from the mom. She said, emotionally, I couldn't even last 2 minutes. I couldn't look at the video. Like any mother, I am destroyed. I fell to my knees at that moment. I said, I have to do something. Another kid came out of nowhere and hit my son. So look, I'm not falling to my knees at all. We whooping some ass. I'm talking about us as a family. If I'm falling to
my knees, it's because I didn't fell on you.
Yeah. I'm
telling you,
we already addressed that situation.
Family
now,
would have to see me. If you got a toddler, booting the shit out that motherfucker. If you got an infant,
you can't tolerate that type of nonsense, man. You can raise criminals on your own time. Don't raise them letting them abuse my damn
what
child.
What they say? Blind, crippled, crazy, 8 to 80.
That little boy, and now
anybody.
He's a 14-year-old boy and he's already got a record.
Gonna get
the
it.
Hell?
First
of all, why? The only reason he probably putting his hands on that little girl because he probably sit back and watch his father beat on his mother. And if that's the case and that's happening,
the little girl
the father need to get his ass whooped.
She probably was standing up for her brother because he said that her son was bullied previously.
But I'm gonna just let you know this now. Alex ain't going for that. You're not gonna put your hands on Alex. Alex gonna mollywop you.
And after my daughter,
she gonna make sure Carl fight.
After my daughter send you back to your mother's womb, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, man. We don't play
no way.
We not doing that, man. That's wild, man.
Nah. Nope.
No child should think it's acceptable to be just beating up on a girl. But I see it even at my son's school. It don't even have
to be the situation of beating up on a girl, because these little girls' mouths be out of pocket.
Still.
It be out of pocket.
Sticks and stones and break your bones, but words should never hurt you.
Nah.
They need to really start using that saying.
No. If you put your hands on me, you can get it. Keep your hands to yourself. Plain and simple. You can't even keep going out. You can't even do you don't put your hand on a girl. Because right now, you don't even know if it's a girl. So, people need to keep their hands to themselves. And I've told my son, if a girl puts her hands on you, you have the right to kick the shit out of her. You ain't put your hands on her. You have the right. Because you're not going to keep doing that. Because then they keep doing it. And sometimes, back in the day, it was if somebody hit you or whatever, they liked you. Mm-hmm. Now they do it for attention and think it's cute and it's funny because at home they're being taught Can't no boy put his hands on you. He ain't gonna hit you. He ain't gonna yada. So they playing on that, and then they do little stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Little stuff. No. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. And I said it. Nobody's off limits to getting hit if you don't keep your hands to yourself. Not to say what he did was right to go in on her like that. Absolutely not.
I ain't seen the video.
But for anybody
Look, boo.
that crosses...
Look at this. Did you see the way that boy was throwing punches? You would have thought he was fighting a man.
Did you see that little boy nappy ass head?
I'm not looking at no head, man. Screw that. I know you trying to be funny, but I don't know, man. That boy should face criminal charges straight up.
Yeah,
and do some time. He shouldn't get off. He shouldn't be sent to no juvenile detention center. He should be put in the jail with like-minded criminals just like him.
But
that's crazy, man.
I am not the mother that says,
man, listen
don't
to me.
hit a girl.
I bet not ever see no video like that happening in one of my kids.
Don't.
They got me all the way down. Look at this. Look, boo, look.
Oh.
Look at the girl. Look, and she white. But look how he beating up on her. Look at
But
her.
of course.
Why?
Look.
You saw
that, right? They jumped her.
Listen, man. Look at the mother. They got me bent, boo. That's...
Oh, they jumped her. And of course, he
no
had to be helping. A little nigga.
But no one's helping either.
Poor baby. Probably can't cuss. Wait, a couple of them beating on her.
Nah, that look like that's the brother.
Oh my gosh.
That look like that was the brother, bro. You saw that? That looked like that was the brother getting beat up.
It's crazy.
Jenny says her kids have only been enrolled in the school for 3 weeks. She reached out to CBS 4 when...
Yeah, man. Look at that. He tried to jump in to help her. Yeah, man, but yeah, you can't. And then, like, man, the bus driver should have stopped that bus, and
yeah,
he should have stopped that bus and handled that situation too.
Should have definitely pulled that bus over.
That bus should have got pulled over, and that child should have been kicked off. With this, ain't no way in hell. No child, no parent should have to experience seeing their child physically abused by another child. That's why you at the same token, we got to make sure you teaching your child right from wrong. And of course you want your child to be able to protect themselves, but man, we just living in an age, man, where things are just getting out of hand.
Because the sissies and punks that we grew up are reproducing.
Yeah.
And they raising
punks. That's exactly what's happening. They raising punks. Now let's talk about these Uno rules, buddy. We don't play Uno. We don't play Uno a lot, and there's a new way to playing Uno.
Ain't no new way to play Uno.
And there's the hood way to playing Uno.
Man,
I'm sticking with the hood way rules. The Uno, they can't change my mindset. I do believe that if you put down a drawer 2, you shouldn't be able to put a drawer 4 on top of a drawer 2. You should be able to put a drawer 2 on top of a drawer 2 on top of a drawer 2.
So what if you got 2 drawer 2s down and then you put a drawer 4 down because 2 plus 2 is 4?
Man, screw that. No. You see what I'm saying?
I'm asking.
That's crazy. I do know back in the day when I was growing up, it didn't matter. We put a drawer 2 and a drawer 4 on top of one another. We just kept it going. And if you got a drawer 20, that's on you, boo-boo. That ain't on me.
But that's not how you play, though.
Man, I don't care. I don't care about that. But look, the question is, can you add a drawer 4 on top of a drawer 2? Or, can you add a drawer 4? Is it logical to add a drawer 4 on top of a drawer 2?
No.
Even if the drawer 4 is like a wild card.
I don't care. No.
And I think that's what makes it acceptable.
Why?
Because naturally, even though you have to draw 4, if they put down a draw 4 card, naturally it's a wild card because you have the opportunity to change the color. And that wild card, you can put that down anytime you want.
Yeah, but people fail to realize you can be penalized in real life Uno if you actually have the color.
We putting the drawer 4 down
in your hand, and if I call you out on it because you just wanted to one up me,
we putting
you can draw 2 as well.
We putting that drawer 4 down whenever you want to.
Man,
if there's a drawer,
bogus. You say that right now, but if we go get the Uno cards and we play, and you put a drawer 2 and I slap a drawer 4, and you ain't got nothing else in your hand, you be like, "Nah, Sonya, you can't do that. That ain't right. That ain't fair."
So basically, you saying we only have that argument when you have nothing to combat against it. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
That's some bull.
And do you also think that's everyone's argument?
Of course.
That is. But naturally, everyone makes up their own rules every time they play. No one rules are alike. Because we play one way and then we've got around somebody. And
that's just like playing 500. How we play, we don't play
deuces.
No, we don't play what would you consider pairs. Like we don't do 3 3s, 3 4s, we do suits.
Yeah.
But you have people that play 500 that do pairs, 3 aces, 2, 3 2, stuff like that, and mess up people's hands.
So you really are saying folks get mad about the draw 4 situation when they get attacked.
They get mad when they got to draw anything. When they spin that block, when that draw 2, and they sit there like, oh, sweat.
And then they look in their hand and notice they ain't got nothing to put on top.
And then you done slapped yours, now they got to draw 12. Oh, man, no, you cheated.
Okay,
you weren't supposed to.
What about the person who thinks that they supposed to put a reverse card on top of that and reverse it back to you? Because I've done that. I'm like, man, if you be like, what's the color? Oh, nah, I got a blue reverse card, so I'm going to put this blue reverse. No, you got to draw 12.
No.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's just like Uno Flip.
Yeah.
Uno Flip is the revenge of Uno. The stuff that you want to do in regular Uno is what Uno Flip is. Like, if it don't seem right to you, you put that card down to flip it so that you can get on the other side and avoid what was just put out. But no, you can't. Like, Uno Attack, like, all these different Unos are there for those reasons.
So the common rule is you cannot put a drawer 4 on top of a drawer 2.
Or drawer 2 on top of a drawer 4.
Okay, see, so you...
Unless somebody done drew the 4 and it's another person's go. But you can't do that to negate you having to pick it up.
But what if you one of those type of people that just want to get the game over with
and
fast?
Then you the type of person that do that and you the one got to pick up all the cards, so you can be mad. Then it's going to be like 52 pick up, toss the cards. Oh no, missed deal. I saw that card. Like, no.
Yeah,
no.
I know I don't.
Accessibility shortcuts, 13 items, voice guide. Put them.
No, we turning that off.
Shut her up.
I ain't about to be dealing with her when I ain't watching TV.
Accessibility shortcuts,
You don't
13
cut that off?
Off.
Yeah, cut that crap off. Stop trying to play me. My TV trying to play me. Got me all the way bent. All right, babe. You got anything else you want to talk about? Because the rest of this stuff I got on here, man, we don't need to talk about it. Who cares about Nikki?
Too? What happened?
We talked about him already. The balloon and Don Lemon. We ain't gotta talk about Nikki being sued by her ex-bodyguard
because of her husband.
If your hand, listen, when folks know you got money, I don't care whether it's petty or not. But when folks know you got money, you can't put
petty.
where the petties can't be they can't be being petty, putting their hands on people.
It's the husband.
So she gonna pay for his he can't control his temper. You gonna pay, and then we don't need to talk about the Instagram model boobie implant burst.
The uniboob chick.
She looks stupid. But I do want to end the podcast talking about how many of these black classics have you seen? Of course, everyone's seen Friday.
Okay.
What about The Color Purple?
Mm-hmm. You so messed up.
What about Juice?
Mm-hmm.
Set It Off, of course, a couple times. New Jack City.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, House Party. Of course, Menace to Society. Of course, Boys in the Hood. And my favorite, Coming to America. It was a lot more on that list, but
what have I not seen?
There's a lot of black movies. Can we add You People to it?
But you know, You
That's
People
in racial.
It's just like what is it? Guess Who?
Yeah.
Is that the one with
So look, I'm at
Bernie,
work, right?
Bernie Mac and
I'm at work, and one of the regulars who gonna hook us up tomorrow for the game, right, said she would compare it to the Fockers.
I wouldn't compare because they was both white. I would say
the theme.
Well, the thing,
like he was taking the one where he was when they were meeting each other.
Asshole.
Yeah.
But it's like Guess Who, because the daughter was black and the boyfriend was white, and Bernie Mac was the father.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, man, that sucks. Bernie Mac had to die before his time. Bernie he the one that got canceled because he ain't got no filter. He'd have been saying fuck the G's, fuck the hoes, everyone.
And what's Eddie Murphy brother name? Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. So look, Joe added a new, he added new co-hosts to the podcast, right? And this one co-host's name is Flip. So they was talking about the balloon joint, and he was like, "Man, you lucky Trump ain't in the office, because Trump would have had his cell phone out. He'd have been recording." He was like, "Man, we just got that balloon," and he said, "Yeah, and I shot it down." He said he'd have been right on the front lawn of the White House telling everybody from his cell phone that he just shot down. Speaking of that, I want y'all to hear Trump. Trump had an opinion on. Trump had an opinion on them shooting down the balloon and what he had done it. You know how he feel about China. Hey, you know how he feel about China.
I need another drink.
Oh man, I gotta find the video, because when I saw it, I was dying laughing. Here you go. Let's see. Oh man, they ain't gonna play it. I needed the video where he said, "Are you stupid? That is a stupid question." And I didn't get to finish watching it.
He said, "Who's stupid?"
He was asking the reporter because they deemed it to be a stupid question.
Why does Trump opinion matter?
It's still funny to get his thoughts on it.
They coming out with another Magic Mike.
Yeah, I thought you saw the commercial the other day. Man, I can't find the goddamn video, man. You know, Trump be having his outlandish opinions on things. Like he quick to blame it on something else other than what it really is. But I'm going to tell you something, man. This world right here is weird. A lot of things that you thought would never happen, we've seen on The Simpsons.
Yeah, they always said The Simpsons predict.
I think, ain't the Simpsons ran by Chinese people? Like, who are the creators of The Simpsons? They got to know something we don't know. Yeah, I can't find the video. Oh, well. I would have loved to just sit. I think you need humor. You need humor in this time because everybody got a agenda, and each person's agenda it gets worse and worse. But we are now coming to the end of the episode. What's wrong? Oh shit! That joint took her pants off. So we want to thank everybody for listening to another episode of MTMJ Podcast with the Wife. This has been episode 90. Yes, episode 90. By the time this podcast comes out, the Grammys would have came on. You done went back to work. It'll be Monday. So happy Monday to everybody. We really appreciate you for vibing out with us on the podcast. This has been another amazing episode of We Out. Peace.